Hello, girls, and all my gorgeous ladies. My name is Rashmi Arora, and I'll be presenting here for breaking the barriers in cybersecurity and empowering women. So, let me begin with introducing myself. I'm currently working with British Telecom as a solution architect, and I am working for design and implementation. It is in the security upfront. My entire career, it is circulating around security dynamics with cybersecurity, and I've worked with major companies like Palo Alto, Fortinet. I worked in Malaysia for 3 years. Then I came back to India and joined British Telecom, where I'm currently working. So in this duration, I have achieved somewhere around 16 certifications, which include one of the major ones like CISA, which is for auditor. Then there is Certified Ethical Hacker, CEH. Then others are the product-based certifications. For example, for Palo Alto, for Fortinet, like for Fortinet, the highest certificate one can achieve is NSC 8, and I'm just one level below that, which is NSC 7. So yes, there are a number of such certifications that I have done over the time, and it does help me boost my confidence. So yes, that's one part where I would like all my ladies to get a go there. So that's about that's a lot to talk about the introduction, but let's talk a different upfront of introduction, which correlates to our topic today. So I'm a woman, and I am a working woman with a small toddler. So I have son of like what uh, 1 year. So it's been hell of a ride for me, working around, managing work, managing office, and the kid. So, yes, time is going on, but I never left hope. So, that's what I am here to talk about. And I wanted to motivate each one of us and get connected to each one of us, however, we can network, connect, help boost each other, grow together. So, yes, let's get started with the presentation. Okay. So, this was one of the statistics that I went through where I observed where we women lie in the cybersecurity space. So, if you look at the representation of women in the security field, which was before 2013, it was just around 11%. And after 2019, it's 20%. And currently in 2024, it has raised to 24%. So, it's still not even one fourth of the world where world represents. So CISO, this field, and in this designation, women in 2017 and before there were only 13%, and after 2019 it's just 20. So the now, yes, we would come up and say yes, there were no jobs, and so women could not get it. But no, I even looked at the statistics for the available jobs for the women, and there were around 1 million jobs in cybersecurity for women in 2014, and in 2021 these were 3.5, and yet our number is so low. So we are here in this conversation, bridging this gender gap so that we can grow together and boost each other. So the very first thing, why we even should be in cybersecurity, and why would cybersecurity be a good place for women to work? So there are many perspectives, and not only just that women need cybersecurity, I would rather say cybersecurity too needs women. And why would that be? One of the biggest reason is the way women think compared to men. We think differently. We have different perspectives that may lead to more robust solutions. Just, a homemaker, she is so good at doing multitasking, doing this, that, and everything. And yet she achieves everything. When she sleeps at night, she's happy. Similarly, when a woman works in cybersecurity and need to overlook multiple things, yes, she definitely would be a good add-on to this domain because she can think with multiple minds. So yes, one of the reasons is we have different perspectives that will lead to more robust solutions. And I'm sure each one of us can relate to this, that we have unique approach and skills when it comes to doing stuff. So why not even doing the threat detection and prevention and have that kind of approach in even in this field as well? Also, we are a good team player. If we can manage a home of n number of people living in and we can do everything, why not we can manage the team and the dynamics and collaborate with all of them and grow. So these are a number of reasons that women should take part and grow and look for cybersecurity. But I'm sure each one of us have seen a number of challenges that we women face when we try to grow ourselves in cybersecurity. One of the biggest reason I think is the stereotype and the bias. So people tend to think that she's a woman, maybe she's not able to handle one of the top level uh, positions in the organization, maybe she's not fit in for the C level levels in the organization. So before even we enter the space, we are seeing the bias, even in hiring, even in workspace culture. Yes, it's not very specific to one of such companies, but mostly we see that. Another is limited access to the mentors and role models. And that's very, very much common because we are so equipped with a number of things that we don't network ourselves. We don't connect with people. We don't find the right people to motivate us, to suggest or guide us through our path. And yes, actually, this is the biggest reason a woman faces, which is a work life balance. And even if she somehow tries it, for many cases, the supportive policies are not there. Like, to be honest, it's the government that decides it. But I had a kid and he's 6 months now. So I had a strong feeling that yes, I was working from home for these initial 6 months. So I would rather, opt in where I could be given a chance to work from home for maybe a year or 2 year to do the child care and manage. So these are the supportive policies that women could have. Men don't need them because at the end of the day, women are handling the kids. So why not women get such supportive policies so we can actually, do better in both the ways, even at home, even at office. Now, despite all these factors, these pros, cons, challenges, everything will remain in their place, and we have to somehow come over them and grow ourselves and not be left behind. So, we would need certain strategies that could help us to empower ourselves. One of them could be the educational programs, like if we could get certain scholarships, certain grants in cybersecurity. And there are a number of such grants, which I can share in the chat later. They offer, like, even some companies, they run some programs where they only hire women, they only provide them some grants. So that's a good step up from such organization, and that's a kudos to them. Another is professional organizations. So there are several professional organizations that are running by to support women and to help them grow in their careers. Yes, I do have some names on top of my mind. I'll definitely leave that on chat as well. So another is mentorship and networking. So here there's a kudos to the organization that have brought us together in this conference, got certain speakers, discuss the challenges and get through them. So even security, these guys are also helping us network in a way. So that's a big step, and that will definitely help. So kudos to the organizers. Now, we would come up and say, yes, all these are stories, these are things that we can talk about, and maybe we can achieve or we cannot achieve. That is another perspective. But let me come up with certain examples, to so you can get motivated, you can get a second thought that yes, as a woman, it is really possible. So one of the biggest example, the Google security princess, the title itself says a lot about her. So she is Pariza Tabriz. So she is referred to as Google's security princess. So we all know Chrome. We every now and then when we need to look at something, we open Chrome and we look at it, we search around. So she is the one who handles security of Google Chrome. It's not small thing. So she has achieved a lot in her career. She is director of engineering. So we can learn a lot from the such women and get inspired. Even when I was preparing this presentation, I was going through what these women have done in their life and to the world. It is a lot and it does motivate us. So I would suggest all of you listening to me, go ahead, Google these guys and look at what they have done in their career in the span of time. And let's get motivated and motivate each other as well. Another is Katie. So she is founder and CEO of Luta Security. So you guys must have heard around, there's a bug bounty going on, there are bounty programs going on, whoever hacks it gets the money. So there's a big race and big world of race in such vulnerability worlds. And she's the one who was the founder of it. She was the pioneer. So that's a big thing. So she pioneered in vulnerability disclosure and bug bounty programs. And it's very difficult, to get into US government organizations. And not just government organizations, she worked in Department of Defense. So that's a big thing. That's a kudos to the girl. So yes, Katie, she did it. So why can't we do it? We definitely can do it. Then we have Diana Kelly. So she is the CTO, technical officer, and co-founder of Security Curve. You guys must have heard definitely of this company as well, just as of Google and Luta Security. It's a big company, and she has somewhere around 30 years of experience, and she is expertise in cybersecurity strategy. So she is very good at doing the risk management, security. If you could look at, she has published a number of books as well. So these are the people who we can look at and get motivated and grow in our careers. So that's the end of my presentation. And I'm Rashmi, my Gmail ID, my LinkedIn account. And I would really like to thank Security Diversity for arranging this event and get us connected with each other and grow together so that we women can know each other. I could see the groups have been made around here as well as in the WhatsApp. So we are getting connected together, and that's a big step for us. Thank you so much. So I would leave it to the audience now. If anyone have any questions, I'm happy to answer all the questions.